Hey, what's up, good people? It's Rob Lee. I'm going to make this short video for you. I want you to look at a couple clips about the future of what's going on. I've been talking a whole lot about weather, and eventually, man, we're going to get away from it. I just want to, for the people that I'm supposed to help, I want you to understand it. I want you to see the mockery of what's taking place, that weather is now going to be traded on the stock market. It's a derivative, commodities, options, futures, all that. They are gambling on the weather now. I want you to think about this. They are going to make money, and they've always done this, but now it's so blatant in your face. They're going to make money off of your pain and your suffering. A town, a city's flooded, a drought. They're going to profit from it. These are the most hideous, evil beasts on this earth, and they are going to be terminated by Jesus Christ. Revelation 3:9. He is going to bring them to bow before us and know that he has always loved us. They are serpents, they are devils, they are vile beasts. They are going to trade and make money on the weather because they can control the weather. But remember this, they're trying to mock the Almighty Father. The Bible says God will not be mocked, but that doesn't mean that people will not mock him. It means that they're going to have to pay for it. These monsters are trying to be your father. That's a joke. Psalms 2 says that he laughs at them. Laughs at them. So we should laugh at them. And Google, you can censor me 24/7. You can do whatever you have to do to me. In the end, you're not going to win. I am a child of the Almighty Father. Jesus Christ is my brother and my kinsman redeemer, and there's not a damn thing that you can do about it. Nothing. You cannot change that. I know your fate, and I know my fate. God bless you all.
Interesting thing is that you can hedge out heat in the summer, snowfall in the winter, rain in the spring, frost in the fall. There's a whole family of these things, and whereas they used to just be private contracts, now they're traded on exchanges, they're cleared. It's become a real financial instrument.
And people actually trade it. I mean, this is a market?
It's a very big, a surprisingly big market, and getting bigger all the time. They're adding contracts for all the world, all sorts of new kinds of weather phenomena, and hurricanes, of course, a big one. Companies will, power generators and consumers will use these kinds of derivatives in order to hedge out their exposure with, fuel costs, et cetera, et cetera. So they become, very robust, real derivatives.
That's so wild. Is the government involved in this at all?
Well, of course, they have to approve. The CFTC has to approve all of this. And when I first heard about it, and when many people hear about it, it kind of sounds funny at first. And you go, wait a minute, now the government's approving, like, whether it's going to rain in September or something? Like, isn't that like gambling? And it is a little bit like gambling, but there are some real economic consequences, as we just described. So the CFTC got comfortable that this was actually, for good and proper economic purposes, and approved these kinds of contracts.
So, I mean, how does it work, basically? You look at the weather forecast, and then you go out and see what's available, what's cheap?
You figure out what you need protection from. And so in our CDD example, the way it technically works is you buy a contract that says, listen, for X number of dollars, you will get paid a certain number of dollars based on the number of days that were CDD days times a certain specific number of dollars. So it's dollars times CDD days. That's what you get paid, and you buy that contract for a certain amount of money. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, you can get futures and you can get options on futures. So it's the whole panoply of derivatives.
You have to go to your broker. You can't trade. I mean, you can't do this at home.
You probably could do this at home if you had the right software, because it trades on exchanges in Chicago.
You just need a weather forecast.
Yeah, exactly, and a really good one, I would suggest.
You've had in many decades. Now, you've got this investment with your wife in Weather Central. How could that actually help out in terms of planning for things such as droughts?
Well, I think first of all, we have 25 broadcast clients currently in China, and we are the #1 provider of broadcast weather graphic solutions in the country. I mean, you had this downpour, I believe, in the last 24 hours, which has caused even people losing their lives, and situations like this. With the detail that we can put up through the technology that we give to the various weather stations,
It trades on exchanges in Chicago.
You just need a weather forecast.
Yeah, exactly, and a really good one, I would suggest.